Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from Group 5, Instructional Material Development, and today in this video, we would like to tell you about recontext. And we hope that after you watch this video, you can make your own recontext. And next slide, please. So here are our members of Group 5. The first member is Agvy Rena F, and the second is me, Della. The third member is Hanindria Haura, and the last is Salsabila Wandhana. And we will move to the material today. Here is the definition of recontext. So, recontext is a text that tells an event or an experience that happened in the past. And what is the purpose of recontext? Well, the purpose of recontext is to retell our past experiences to the readers. And for the next slide will be presented by my friends. So time is yours.
All right, now we are going to discuss the generic structures of recount text. Well, recount text has three generic structures. The first one is orientation. It gives the readers the background information needed to understand the text, such as who was involved, where it happened, and when it happened. The second one is events. It is a series of events that ordered in a chronological sequence. So here the writer tells the event in a chronological way. And the third one is reorientation. It is a personal comment about the event or what happened in the end. So here the writer tells the readers about his or her feelings. The next material will be presented by my friend. Time is yours.
All right, now we move to the language features of recontact. The first is using simple past tense, using temporal sequences, for example, on Saturday, on Monday, on Sunday, and etc. The next is using a personal participant, for example, I as the writer. The next is using sequencing words such as then, before, after, and etc. The last is using action verbs, for example, went, stayed, and etc. Here, the example of recontext. The title is Travel on the Train for the First Time. You can pause the video if you need more time to read it. Next will be delivered by my friend. Time is given.
Okay, in this slide, we will explain about the text. So travel on the train for the first time, it has three generic structure. The first one is orientation, second is event, and the third is reorientation. In orientation, it provides background information about who is in the story, where and when the event occurred. It can be shown that in this story, the writer has graduated and wants to continue his or her education. In event, it is a series of paragraphs that retells events of the story in a chronological order. In this story, the writer tells about the writer's first experience in a train station. It started when the writer didn't know how to check in. After that, the writer was helped by the security guard, and finally, the writer could enter the train and enjoy the trip. And in the reorientation, it is in the form of a closing paragraph of the story, which usually contains about personal comments or how the writers feel about the story. It can be shown that in this story, the writer finally arrived in Jogja with a happy feeling.
Now we move to the example of language features of recount text. The first is using past tense. Here we can find I wanted to continue. I lived with my family. and etc. Next is using temporal sequences from the text before we find last year. Next, using a personal participant. Here, I as the writer. For example, I was 18 years old, I had graduated, I live with my family, and etc. The next example of language features is using sequencing's word. We can find, before I came to the train, fortunately, a security guard helped me. After that, I entered the train, and etc. And the last example of language features is using action verbs. For example, I went to Yogyakarta. I came to the train station. A security guard helped me, and etc. That is the end of this video. Thank you for your nice attention and see you again.